guys. I hope that you are doing fantastic. We are at 7 minutes past 9 a.m. and I am excited to have this conversation because it's been a while since we've talked about art and exhibitions. And one, Derrick Ibalai is here to just help me disseminate that space. So we want to get to know him, what he does, what is unique about what he does, what art exhibitions are there, what is he working on, and all of that. And because he's here, without wasting much time, Derrick, good morning.
Morning.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you on Art and Culture Monday.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. I want you to say hi on this camera to people at home, and we'll jump right in.
Introduce myself too?
Yes.
Hello, everyone watching at home. My name is Derrick Ibalai. I'm an African contemporary artist, landscape designer, and based in Nairobi. And I'm so happy to be with you here.
Yes, amazing. We are happy. We are also happy to have you. Like I said, it's been a while since we've had a conversation around art and exhibitions and everything around that conversation specifically. So it is an honor. Like, it's always a pleasure to have you around. So you mentioned something about being a contemporary artist, but before we get there, I don't know, when was the last time you guys were at an exhibition? Ulitoka tu kaenda tu kwa gallery, just saw the amazing work that Kenyan artists do. Are you aware of a gallery in this city or wherever you are at? Is there one? Derrick is going to be giving us a few, so relax. If your answer is no, we're going to be getting at least a few from Derrick before in the course of our conversation today. But also, like you've heard, the Ubuntu project is a virtual art exhibition experience. So if you've been missing out on such and you like them, you can log in virtually on the Ubuntu project and just get to enjoy amazing artwork and art pieces from the comfort of wherever it is that you are at. All right? So stick around for that one. From here on, we didn't even know virtual art exhibitions exist. Now we do. So we are going to be hearing a bit more of that from Derrick. But let's start from the very beginning. What does it mean to be a contemporary artist in the African space?
Okay, so I love introducing myself as an African contemporary artist.
Yes.
So I don't think I need to explain the African.
Yes, no, yeah, that African. You do not need to. Yes.
But on the contemporary is not really complicated. There are three things that you have to cross out to be contemporary.
Yes.
First of all, you have to be using the mediums that exist during your time. For example, like 500 years ago, the artists that were there were using pigment mixed with yolk, to create oil paints. But right now we have other mediums too. So there's photography, there's videography, all that. It's contemporary.
Yes.
So I'm a contemporary artist based on that, because I create with
in
mediums
that you use the mediums that are present in your time right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And another thing is I talk about things that are happening around me. It doesn't have to be big things that influence other people, but just around me that qualifies the work as contemporary.
Exactly.
Yeah. So being a contemporary artist, you can be producing anything. It can be artwork, it can be a video, it can be literally anything. Anything can be art.
Exactly. Yeah. So what specific mediums of art do you deal with?
At the moment, I'm exploring a lot of paintwork. I'm using mostly acrylics and experimenting with oil paint. Yeah. But I also do sculptures. I've done a lot of drawings in ink and in graphite and charcoal. But at the moment I can say I'm working mostly with paintwork.
With paintwork. So is that sort of a stage you are in, or a medium you wanted to explore, or why right now you are, around that space?
That's a good question, actually. I can say that's it's just a phase I'm in right now. Because I made this decision to explore painting like about a year ago. And I'm still at that. So I can say it's a stage I'm in right now, because the journey never ends.
Yes. Yeah. It's a continuous process. So the stage that you are in right now involves that specifically artwork on, you said oil paints and
acrylic paints on canvas.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to me about Ibalai Studios, because I have hosted at least a good number of artists in different aspects, and just having your own studios is something huge, I believe. So what was the birth, or what inspired the birth of Ibalai Studios?
So it's actually a funny story. I don't think I've shared this before.
We are lucky.
But yeah. But it's I think Ibalai Studios started way before I realized I want to be an artist. So I had an Instagram page which was a couple of other names which I'm not going to mention today. But afterwards I named it Artworks by Ibalai.
Yeah.
Then I kind of abandoned that page and just started working on other things. Then when I came back to it, I realized that this is an entity that's existing that I shouldn't let go. And yeah, about 2 or 3 years ago, the idea of Ibalai Studios came to me. So it's basically an art and design company. We work mostly with producing original artworks and providing design solutions to our clients.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Since then, that is 2 or 3 years. Roughly, how many clients have you gotten to deal with?
I don't keep count.
Yeah.
But
that means there are many. Because if you have 2 a year, you keep count. So the fact that you do not means there are a good number.
Yeah, I've worked with a lot of clients from different aspects. And you know, being a young man in the country, you're starting a new business. There's some things that you learn on the job.
Exactly.
You know? So there's some clients that I've worked with without even putting it under Ibalai Studios. Then later I come to realize, oh, that was a client for Ibalai Studios. So I've worked with quite a number of clients. Yeah. Actually, lately it's been quite busy. Yeah.
Some memorable clients?
Yeah, there's one. There's one friend I met last year at KICC. And yeah, I did a piece of work for them, an original piece. But the problem is, I hope if you're watching this, please come and come and pick your piece, because it's been a while. He traveled out of the country. Yeah. He's not been back yet, but there we had quite an engagement there. I can say that's quite a memorable.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, if your piece is lying at Ibalai Studios, you might need to make arrangements, because like he said, it's memorable. So that means that's a good piece. That's a heck of a good piece. So yeah, go get it. Go get it. You're going to enjoy it at your place or your place of work, wherever it is that you want the piece to go. I think it would be better fitted. And so that means it's also complete. Yeah,
it's complete. Everything's ready. I was supposed to deliver it, but on the day of delivery, he told me that he just left in a rush. So yeah.
Okay, all right. So we are hoping that you actually get time and go collect your piece on that one. I want just, before we go on to the art, because that's a big part of our conversation, you also host an audio podcast called Priming. What is Priming about?
It's called The Priming.
Yes, The Priming.
It's a space for creatives. You know, we never get the space to talk about everything that's art, because there's the process, there's the pleasures, the pains, and everything in between. So it's a safe space for creatives to talk about that, and art enthusiasts to just also tapping into the conversation. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So in that might be quite interesting actually, because even when we have this sort of interviews, we are mostly talking, what project are you working on? What is the next thing? What is the next thing? We are rarely talking about the process. That is sort of 50% the work. How have you loved having that conversation with other artists, with people in the same scene that you are in?
Yeah, it's been quite interesting. When I started doing the podcast, I had no idea what it would come to be. Yeah. But I've started recording with guests recently, and it's quite interesting being a visual artist, listening into a musician or someone who does another type of art. Yes. And the stories they're telling you, the process that they go through, it's different, but basically the same. I can say that's the most interesting part about the podcast, because I enjoy just seeing a reflection of the artist me in someone else. Yes.
Okay, so in a way, the stories are very different, but also in their difference they are the same. Yes. How then you may be in the best position to tell us, how is the art industry in Kenya? Are we getting any better from all the stories of the hard work, of the process, of kwa ground? how are we doing?
So first, I'd say when you mention the art industry, it's really wide.
Yes,
it's
that's
a really
broad.
wide industry. So I think if you want to know if there's progress in it, you have to go to the specific sectors.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. But generally, I can say there's a lot of progress. People are more receiving. People are more open-minded to new ideas. People, there's new spaces coming up for creatives. There's new projects coming in. There's just a lot of stuff happening right now. I can say it's actually booming.
Yes.
I know we might be skeptical, a little bit skeptical about it, but it's what's coming is a wave. Talking about 5-10 years, things are going to be very different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow, I like that. In your podcast, like you've said, art is very broad, so we cannot put all of them under the same umbrella. What kind of artists do you host the most? Because I believe every once in a while a rapper is going to swoop in from somewhere. But what kind of artists do you deal with the most?
Actually, that's a good question, just the wrong timing. You should ask me this in like after a year or two, because I've only hosted like three guests so far, which are public.
Yes.
But working on hosting other people.
Yeah. Then this would be the better question. What type of artist are you looking to host?
Yes. Thank you. I'm looking to host any kind of artist. You know, sometimes I meet people doing some kind of art that I've not even been expecting.
Yes.
So I'm very open to hosting any kind of artist, anyone who creates. Come in, let's talk about art, because that's basically what we are going to talk about there.
Exactly. Yeah, so if you're an artist, you know, you would like to air your heart. Know that you're not the only one. Know that the things that you're going through are really common to almost all the artists in the industry. The Priming is the podcast you need to look for. Where can people find the Priming to listen?
The Priming is available on all streaming platforms. Wherever you listen to your music, you can get the Priming. So I'm talking Spotify, Audiomack, anywhere, Amazon. You can get it anywhere. And I'm also working on putting it on YouTube. So we're going to have that there too.
Yes, all right. So on all, right about now, on all audio platforms it's available. So you're working on the YouTube bit. We are going to be waiting on that, and I'm hoping we get to host you another time so that we ask you, did you actually get onto YouTube? So you know you are indebted. You give your word here, we are going to follow up. But yeah, you can catch the Priming on any audio streaming platform, whichever one you're on. Just look for the Priming, it's going to be there. Another one before we go back to your art, you're also the creatives director at Fancied Stories Network.
Yes.
What is that about?
Fancied Stories is a community of young people who are mindful about mental health and well-being amongst themselves and in the broader community.
Yes.
So what we do, we push for mental health advocacy, and we basically form a community for just checking up on each other, you know.
Yes.
And yeah, because me, myself, growing up, I can say I never knew what mental health is. It's a term that I've come across as I'm getting older. Yeah. So I think it's a really good space for us to learn, because I'm also learning a lot through the platform. Yeah. And if you're out there, you're all about mental health, please come in and join us. We are very open to that. And yeah, big shout out to all the Fancied friends. Yeah. Wow,
that is amazing, because that caught my eye, because to have conversations around mental health, I think we need them in the art space more than most places, really, because I don't know, I don't usually understand the connection between mental issues and creativity. Very creative people sort of get, I don't know, somewhere along the way. I don't know, I don't say get in touch. Get in touch means looks like a call, but interact with mental illnesses and mental health issues. So to just keep us covered, I think that is a very nice initiative. So again, if you are passionate about mental health and just talking about mental health and just making sure the community, yourself, the community at large is in a mental state that is healthy, Fancied Story Network is where you need to be at. I like that. Are there social medias for Fancied Story?
Yes. We are everywhere. Yeah. Actually, to make it easy for you, you can just search on Google. You'll find even the website and all our platforms on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Fancy Story Network. Just follow us there. Send us a DM, ask us anything, engage. That's all we do there.
Exactly. Yeah. Wow, yes. So if you want to engage on matters mental health, Fancied Story Network is exactly where you need to be. I like that, as you keep branching off to different things. So give you 3-5 years, you may have another 10 branches of just Derrick Ibalai's work. Let us come back to art now. What makes your art unique? Because like you've said, one, art, the umbrella is huge, but the acrylics paintings and the oil paintings that you're doing, what makes you unique as an artist?
Yeah, that's a good question. I believe what makes me unique away from every other artist, every other contemporary artist that we have around is the process. Is the process I go through when creating my work.
Yes.
Yeah, because I believe every artist has their process.
Yeah.
Even if they think they don't, they actually do.
They do, yeah.
And that's what makes me unique. So when it comes to the work itself, when you look at my work, what will make it different from another person's?
Yes.
That's every artist's dream, to have a work of their own.
Exactly.
A work that's very unique.
Yes.
And that's something that I've been working on for the longest time now. Just trying to get in touch with my own style. Kind of work that will only be a reflection of me. So I can say right now I'm inching closer towards that. So I don't want to give a description of my work, because maybe I also don't get it as much as my audience might be getting it. But I can say my work is it's what it's about that's making it different on the outlook.
So what is your work usually about?
My work is about the individualism of the subjects, which now I'm just trying to talk to the people looking at the art, letting them know that they are unique in their own way. Their consciousness is what makes them. So they have to be completely themselves, not trying to be anything else or anybody else. Just be yourself.
Yes.
And that's how you'll make impact on the face of the art and on other people. Because I saw a sweet quote last night. It was on the sunset, in the sun rays. It says that people are unique like sunsets and sunrises, because they don't say forever, but they still bless our days. And on some days they are too colorful, and other days they're not as colorful. So that's what my work is about. I'm just trying to tell people they can be themselves fully without any fears.
Exactly. I think, that the world needs more of you. Yes, just more of the unique person that you are. You are very much needed. Before we started, we talked a bit about what you've mentioned about outlining your work.
Yes.
What happened? Did you like land upon it, or was it intentional? You were like, okay, can I outline this and see what it looks like? Or how did you land into outlining your work?
So,
or your art pieces rather.
Yeah, so the subjects, you're talking about the subjects.
Yes, the subjects in the drone.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can say that's actually a random thing that happened. I remember the day it happened. It was last year. I was working on a piece for a panel discussion, Niskize, by Fancy Story Network. It was for men's mental health. And I was... you know, a big motivation of visual artists, at least for me, is the deadline. Because when you know you have to finish a piece of work like tomorrow in 2 days, that's when the work becomes an emergency. And now you have to do the work and finish it up. So I was working on the same piece, I think 2 days before the event, because I wanted to give it time to be dry and all that. And I was actually finishing up. It's a piece called Truth, Courage. And it's a guy who's wrapped up in some fabrics and all that. And when I finished it, I was just about to sign it. And you have to interrogate your piece. You have to ask it questions, and it has to speak back to you.
Exactly.
So I was looking at the piece, then I felt something was missing. And when I looked at my table, I saw a tube of green paint. So I poured it on my palette.
The piece is actually on your screen.
Yeah, I poured it on my palette, and did I can say it's intuitive. It's not a decision I make consciously.
Yes.
But at the end, it all comes to add up to the piece.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, it makes the man look alive. Like, I don't know. There is something that green definitely did to that specific.
Yeah, that's what people
that
are telling
outline.
me.
Yes, I may not be able to articulate in words, but there's definitely something that it brought. I cannot even imagine the piece without the outline.
Yeah.
You know? Yes. So after that, for your next pieces, you decided this is a good thing?
Yeah, because, you know, doing that green outline for Truth Courage was...
yes.
I had to tackle my fear.
Yes.
I was scared of doing it because I knew it's not something... I'd never seen anything like it before.
Yes.
So I was scared of exploring that. But when I did, the piece still haunted me for a couple of days, but I freed myself from that.
Yeah.
And right now I'm just pushed towards doing that for all my pieces.
Yeah.
Even there's a piece I was working on a couple of days ago. And I thought I wouldn't outline, but at the end, I just found myself outlining. So
yes.
I think that's a path that I'll be taking right now, just exploring that and seeing what comes out of it.
With it. Yeah. Yes, and then as you have said, individualism, I think that makes a piece uniquely yours, that at first glance, I'm almost like, this is Ibalai's work. Like, you know, at a distance, without having to look too much, I'm like, yeah, this one is specific to Derrick specifically. All right. So you said you did that piece for fancied stories. The pieces that you're working on right now, are they clients' work? Are they geared to a certain theme, a certain social issue, or what are you working on currently?
So the way I've been working in the past is for social issues. Anytime there is something we're working on, I work on it as a project to raise awareness. But right now I'm doing a lot of things. So I'm doing personal projects for original pieces that I intend to exhibit in future.
Yes.
And a couple of commissions here and there. Those ones usually pay the bills.
Yes.
You know? Yeah, because you know when you're doing your own original pieces, you're not guaranteed that
someone will like it and buy.
You know? Yeah, so you have to work on it, not thinking about the money. You think about what the work is about. Yes. Then when the time comes to exhibit it, I always say, whenever you sit down and work on a piece, there is the owner of that piece somewhere, and they'll eventually meet that piece, and it will find them. Yeah. Whether it's the day that you show it or the next year or when, but they usually find it. Yes. You might even find the person who collects is not the owner. It will find the owner Kombele. Yes. Yeah. So right now I'm working on personal projects for exhibitions that are coming up, and a couple of social, should I call them social projects? Yeah. Yeah, all right. So that is a good run. I think it's a good mix of everything. You have what is paying the bills for clients, Harper. You are on contemporary, so that means you're speaking about current issues, about in your current space, and you're also working on your own solo project. I think that's a good 360 of what a person should honestly be working on. So you talked about art exhibitions, and there's one that is up and coming. Talk to me about it. Which one?
I found one. Yes? Or the one that is ongoing, Ubuntu.
Oh, the Ubuntu project, Art Bridging Borders. Yes. So Art Bridging Borders is an exhibition by artists across Kenya and the United States. Yes. It's a virtual exhibition. So the gallery space, we're used to going to physical galleries. Yes. So this is a virtual one where you just click on your gadget, on your device, and you join the exhibition, view all the artworks. And it's a work by the Ubuntu project, which is powered by 3 universities. That's Kenyatta University, Arizona State University, and University of Arizona. Yeah, so I think it's about 40 artists, so that's quite a number of artists from all over Kenya and all over US, and I'm excited to see all kinds of work that come from that diverse. Yeah, what was the theme of the Ubuntu project, or what were they trying to achieve? Oh yeah, so it's a celebration of Black excellency. I remember on the opening there's this professor, I'm terrible with the names, I don't remember the name, but he said anytime he meets an African, he knows this person is the best at what they do, or they're striving to be the best. So this is what this exhibition is about. We are all Africans, whether you're in Africa or in the diaspora, and we are all working towards showing the world what being African is.
I actually do agree with that statement. Tukipata na yeye amejituma vibaya sana. Like honestly, they are working hard. They are out there striving to be or already, you know, being the best version of themselves. I agree with that one for a first. Then there was also worship and paint.
Yeah.
What was worship and paint about?
So worship and paint is it's we do, you know, we used to sip and paint, you know, those kind of painting events where people come together and do some stuff. People sip uji, people sip alcohol, you know, they do all kinds of things. But for this one, we come together and talk about God. We talk about the love that the Lord had for us, for all of us, and why we should love each other the same way. And it's a good opportunity for all of us to just strengthen our relationship with God, because we know it's a personal relationship.
True.
And at the same time explore that through creativity by painting. So we have the 3rd edition of Worship and Paint, which is coming up on the 27th this month
of April. Okay. So how can someone come in to Worship and Paint?
So we've had tickets going. I think the early bird tickets are out, but you can still get the advanced tickets, which are on our site, Hustle Sasa and worshipandpaint.hustlesasa.shop. You can find the tickets there. Join us. We have group tickets, so make sure you come with your friends. And we'll get to know more about each other, about art, and most importantly about God.
Wow, amazing. How this is the 3rd edition of Worship and Paint. How have the 1st and 2nd been?
So actually Worship and Paint is run by a friend of mine who founded it, Levi. Shout out to him for doing that. And the 1st and 2nd edition were amazing. The turn-up was incredible. The impact was felt, you know. So I'm looking forward to this 3rd one that's coming up. I can't wait to connect with all of you.
Wow, amazing. So do we actually get to paint?
You get to paint. You get to paint.
Right, so you actually get to paint a piece and complete. I want to take you back kidogo to the Ubuntu project. Are there some of your pieces that are on the exhibition?
Yes. The Ubuntu at Bridging Borders exhibition, I have 2 pieces showing. One's titled To Live is to Love, and the other is Nairobi to Paris. Well,
I think I saw the To Live is to Love piece. When I was going through it, I saw the man with the flower. Yes, I think I saw that one. Why those specific 2 pieces amongst your 1,000?
That's a good question. A question that I've not thought about. But it was just random. I can say those were the pieces that were available, because you know, one thing that you have to figure out if you're an artist trying to show your work in different places, you have to know which pieces are available for exhibitions, which ones are not.
True.
So those ones were available for that, and it being virtual, I saw that it's relevant for the 2 of them.
Exactly. So did you present your pieces virtually, or they are actually at a gallery somewhere?
I presented them virtually.
Yes.
Okay.
So go there, enjoy. You will get amazing pieces, and also just the fact that it is from the comfort of wherever you are at. I think Derrick can tell you, going to a gallery is not one of the cheapest things to do. So if you can just experience that virtually, there's a beginning, there's a step, you know, baby steps towards you actually going there. I want to talk about this piece, Nairobi to Paris. What inspired it?
This piece has a special place in my heart. It's a piece I worked on with a friend of mine, King Nasibi. He's an R&B musician in Kenya. So he told me, you know, I've been watching him work on his music before he even started recording. So when the time came to drop this song, he approached me and told me he really love for me to do a piece for the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the piece, you'll see there's the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah.
And the skyline, if you look closely, you'll notice it's Nairobi. So it's a reflection of the song where a young man is dreaming of being in Paris, the city of love, with their lover, but they are stuck in Nairobi, so they just have to deal with it like that.
Yes.
So that piece encompasses that. Yeah.
That is a nice piece. That's a nice piece with a very unique message. I like that. I like that a lot. Question, the timelines, like how long does it take you to put a piece together? Of course, I know one factor is what the piece is about, but on average, how long does it take you to work on a piece from beginning to end?
I always fumble when I'm asked that question. So, because I even devised a way of keeping track. It's hard for me to keep track of time when I'm painting, when I'm creating my work, because when I get into the zone, I lose track of time, I lose track of space. So it's hard for me to keep track. But if I have to give a timeline, right now I'm working so hard to finish a piece in one sitting in a day, but that's not part of my process. My process involves a lot of taking breaks, looking at the work. I might even just stop working on it entirely and read a book while I'm there. So it's hard for me to keep track of how long it takes.
Keep track of how long it takes.
But typically, okay, it's so hard.
Yeah, but also when there are deadlines involved, you know he will deliver. So at least we know that. So you tell him I need this in the next week. Somewhere in the 6th or 5th day, he will work on it and he will, get it done. The prices for your pieces, again, the range, of course, because I believe different pieces have different prices. How much do they go for? Where can someone get your pieces? And can someone order, a personalized piece, and how much does that commission a piece?
So you can always reach out to ibalaistudios@gmail.com. You can ask for the catalog and see the works that are available. But apart from that, you can check out socials. But I can tell you, come to the exhibitions. That's where most of the thing happens. And for pricing my work, I don't have a standard way of pricing, because pricing comes with, it's part of the process when you're creating, when you're done, when you're signing. But I can say there is a project I've worked on, it's called Flowers, where I've done a couple of small pieces of paintings of flowers. It's a celebration of beauty in nature, celebration of the people around me. And the pieces are sized F4, and each one goes for 3,500 shillings. And apart from that, the other works that I do, the pricing, the range, I can just give you a range.
That is actually what I want.
I've not yet hit, I've not had a piece that's hit 50,000. But niko hapo kwa hiyo range.
So it's in between hapo, from 3,500 going all the way to 50 and hopefully more. Because I've seen way more expensive art pieces. And I don't know, that artist is very taste personalized. So I may not know whether this one is worth this amount or not. But 3,500 to 50 sounds pretty in the actually medium range. So if you want to get a piece, you can do that. Personalized pieces in the same range. All right. So if you want to get a piece commissioned, what size?
That's what I discuss with the client. They tell me the size they want, then we come to an agreement on.
So it could be as an A4 to a life size painting. However you want it, it can be done. Future, what is the rest of the year? Because I know there are plans that are going on. Are there any art exhibitions in the near future? And then where are we seeing Ibalai in the next 5 years?
That's a lot of questions.
That is 2 questions. In the course of the year, what are the exhibitions that we are expecting?
Like right now we have some ongoing.
Kindly
the Art Bridging Borders exhibition, which is virtual. It's closing End of the month. Yeah, so just you can just even check it out online. You can just search, you'll find it there and join in. There's another one at the Nomad African Nomad Art Space in Nyali, Mombasa. It's the Affordable Contemporary Art Show. It's ongoing till 20th, so you can pass by and check out the works by myself and other artists.
Yes.
Yeah, and in the near future, in May, we have the Affordable Art Show by the Museum Society. I'll be showing there. And yeah, those are the ones that are confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think at this point, this is a good point for you to give us your social media handles, because I know once they are closed, you post them on there, and someone can be able to follow and say, okay, this one is happening this much, I can be able to attend. So social media handles. Yeah,
you can find me across all social media platforms at Ibalai Derrick.
Yes. It's simple. Ibalai Derrick. The Ibalai Studios.
Ibalai Studios, the same. We're on Instagram and Twitter. We are still working to put up the website, but very soon we'll be having that. So you can find, you can find us at Ibalai Studios and at Ibalai Derrick.
All right. So which one of those you're going to find him and be able to interact with his work. Where are we seeing Ibalai in the next 5?
In the next 5?
Yes. Yes, please feel free.
I don't know if I'm the only one who gets a little bit scared when you think about the future, because it's so uncertain.
You're not the only one.
It's so uncertain. But I can say in the next 5 years, I'm looking forward to have produced quite a large body of work. And yeah, I'm also looking forward to have established Ibalai Studios in a way that now I'm working with a lot of creatives in the company, because right now we do just partnerships.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can say that's what I'm looking for. And I'm also looking forward to being still here, healthy, and yeah.
Exactly. If you are not, the rest would not, would not be able to happen. One last question. Do you teach art?
Yes, I do. I've been teaching kids art for quite a while now. I've been giving private classes. And also, there's a time we used to do Sunday art camps with kids. So, yeah, I do a lot of that. I've not tried working with adults yet, but I'm thinking I'll start exploring that. But the approach I'm taking right now to doing the art classes is I want to do a lot of art camps for kids, you know, because being a kid, I didn't experience that bit.
Yes.
I never got myself surrounded by other kids who are artists like myself as a kid. So I'm thinking that's very important. And I'm looking to doing that very soon.
And it is because, like you said, I also don't really think there were a lot of spaces specifically for art, and to just interact with other people that are of similar interest, especially at a young age. All right, so if you have a kid as well, you'd like to enroll them, Ibalai at Ibalai Studios or at Ibalai Derrick. I believe those inboxes can be able to help you to get a private class or a kids camp, especially now that kids are at home. By the way, watoto wako home. Exactly, watoto wako home. So if you want them, I hope there's a kids camp somewhere or a training session that they can be fixed in there. Please at Ibalai Studios or at Ibalai Derrick, and you can be able to get in touch and get your kid with other like-minded kids to explore, because like we said, art is huge. There's a lot that you can be able to do. So if yours specifically is what Derrick deals with, he can be able to help. Derrick, thank you so much for being here. It's been an honor and a pleasure to pick your brain, to pick your brain on art. So that can be, thank you for visiting us today. Please remember to attend on the 27th of April, Worship and Paint. You will have done yourself a great justice. I think any platform to talk about God and do something interesting at the same time, that is very nice. So the 27th of April 2024 at the Crafty Market, Caren, from 11 a.m. If you can be able to attend, please do. Derrick will be there, of course.
Yes.
And other other artists,
creatives,
and other creatives that are going to help you have an amazing time and talk about God at the same time. I like the key verse actually on that specific Worship and Paint. Iko hapo chini. I have seen it and I like that verse. Yes, we love because we were first loved. We love because he first loved us. 1 John 4:19. Very nice verse. So if you can be able to attend, please make time and do exactly that. Derrick, thank you for joining us today. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I've had a good time.
You are most welcome. Yeah. All right, guys, that is where we close our lounge number 1. We are at 46 minutes past 9, so we are coming on to close.